Israel is totally different. In Sudan, is criminal offense. It's forbidden by law to come to Israel. It's a hostile state to Sudan. And Sudan has no embassy in Israel. There's no any kind of relation. So it would be very good for me. I will not be arrested if I went to Israel. I cannot be sent back to Sudan. That was horrible. That was a dream. And that made me really very that one of the strongest reasons that I made my way to Israel. And the second reason is that Darfur is a region that's going through ethnic cleansing and genocide. And American Jew, the first people in this world have announced that what is going on in Darfur is genocide, and that was in 2004 when George W. Bush addressed in the Holocaust Memorial Day in Washington, D.C. in the museum that was going on in Darfur is genocide, and then we need to take action. And the reason American Jews said that because the history they've been through, that in the Second World War when millions of Jews were killed, the war announced that never again, and we shouldn't allow this to happen again. And today we see it happening in Darfur by the moment we are doing this interview. And they see, according to their values, their ethics, that they can't just let it go that way. And it is their responsibility to make something about it. And I believe that this is a Jewish value. We have really I'm not comparing what happened in the Holocaust. It's the same what's happening today in Darfur, but at least there are very common points that the same ideas, the same totalitarian views that led to Holocaust are the same in Sudan that led to genocide in Darfur. So we can learn from the Jewish history, and also the Jewish are the only people that in this planet can understand what does it mean someone is going through genocide, and if there is any person that can give or be welcome, welcome people fleeing genocide, are Israelis and Jewish people, and unlike any other country in this world. And that's why I've decided to come across the border, because of those two reasons. And crossing the border and coming to Israel, isn't that something really easy? It's kind of a risk, someone is going through the border in an illegal way without documents and deciding to cross the border. There are Egyptian guards. Forget about Sinai and Bedouins. But again, let's say I escaped and I succeeded to go through Bedouins and then making it to the border. Then you have Egyptian guards, they can shoot, they can arrest, they can do whatever. And then beside that also you have Israeli border. We weren't very sure that we can cross the border and make it to Israel, but at least we have that hope that if we made it to Israel, then we'll have a safe place. And then even though it's really very slim opportunity and chance to make it to Israel, but we decided to make it because anyway we were in danger and we're fleeing really fear, and we need to make it anyway. If we're being killed in the border, then that's it, but there's a chance to make it. And so we've decided to cross the border. I decided to cross the border. I crossed the border and I came to Israel. It was kind of too difficult to cross the border, crossing the fence and making our way to Israel. And I crossed, and the first impression was when after 5 minutes walking in the Israeli border, Israeli Defense Forces jeep came by, and it's kind of really surprising that I welcomed really very nicely. When they come first, oh, you welcome Israel, you don't have to fear, and we will protect you without knowing from where I come. And it gave me an impression that, oh, really I was right when I thought about coming to Israel. They gave me water and shelter, and I slept in their base until the day after. Immigration police came by and they took me to Saharonim. It's a prison in the middle of the desert. when I get there, I see over 500 people in a small area, and I was shocked. I see most of them are Sudanese Eritreans, and we have some others from Western African countries. And I started to ask people there when I get the first 4 days. I started asking, why are you here? They said, we came from Egypt. I really didn't know that there are a lot of people there. But then, until when you were staying in the prisons, some people were saying, oh, we don't know really. I saw many people having 8 months, 6 months, like some people having even 1.5 years. And when I asked them, okay, but what are the procedures? Like, what do you have to go through to make it, and nobody can tell anything. And I started to ask the police. Officer, okay, but I'm here in Israel, and I'm fleeing Darfur, and I have 1, 2, 3. They said, no, we don't care about this. Just stay here for a little while, and we'll see what will happen with you. But I need to understand that what I have to do in order to get out of this, because I didn't commit any kind of crime. Maybe I just crossed the border, and just you can tell me what I've done, like beside this. And they say no. But I said no, that's not for me, because again, this is a prison. I'm not fleeing anyway. I'm in your country. You don't have to commit this kind of place of defense, and as someone who killed many people. And I'm seeking an asylum. I'm a refugee. I need to go through that process, and they say we have nothing like this in Israel. That the officer told me clearly about that we haven't anything like this in Israel. So, but how come that you don't have anything like this? I didn't get any answer, and they were not even so cooperative. Like when I insisted to ask them over and over again, I became like really very stubborn, and they said, we have nothing for you. You need to stay, and just everything will be okay. That's it. And after 2.5 months, nothing changed. We organized a kind of hunger strike in prison, and I have an honor to be able to take part in that. And for 2 days, and then they invited many police officers with police dogs, and going room by room, beating people, intimidating them with police dogs, and it's real torture. Like police beating you just because you don't eat. You are in hunger strike. I don't want your food. You're giving me food, I'm putting it back. So why do you have to beat me? I don't need it. I don't want to eat it. And I was one of those who being arrested inside that prison itself. Like they arrested me, and they took me to a small room, very similar to a room where I was in Sudan with some other friends too, and also getting beaten up by the police in Israel, and being humiliated too. And then after they transferred me from that prison, from that section to another one. And after 2 months, they decided to release me without telling me where to go, without explaining to me how Israel looks like, without at least giving me a background about Israeli law, Israeli culture, what's right, what's wrong. When I'm walking the street, I know how to deal with people. I know what people like or not, like to understand at least the culture of this country, because I'm coming from a third world country. I'm coming from at least from conflicted area, that war zone, and maybe my behavior will be a little bit different than civilized society. At least they need to give me some information about that, but that didn't happen. And I didn't know anybody in Israel, no friends, no family, nobody. And then immediately they took me with their minibus to Beersheba, and then from Beersheba they gave me a bus ticket to Tel Aviv. Like they didn't give me a bus ticket to Brias, they didn't give me a bus ticket to Eilat, somewhere else, just to Tel Aviv.